Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So this video is in this video we're going to be still learning how to make predictions with a machine learning model, and this is part 2, so we'll be doing it with a regression model this time. So let's us actually start. So this is where we left off last time, where we learned how to make predictions with a classification model, and we used our heart disease dataset. Today we're going to be learning how to do it with a regression model. So a regression model, and we're going to be using the Boston Housing dataset for this. So how we're going to do this is, obviously first we're going to want to get the Boston Housing dataset. So you do not need to download this dataset because we already imported it. So something you have to import, and we already imported it and we turned it into a dataset, and it's called Boston DF. So as it's called Boston DF .head. So this is what Boston DF looked like. It was a data set with all of these weird columns. So some of it's pupil-teacher ratio. And then we also created another column called target. And that is the one we're going to be making predictions with. So we could just copy some code. We could just create a model and copy some code, but we're just going to do it again, so we just have another idea of how to do it. Remember, practice makes perfect. So we're going to say from sklearn.ensemble. So from sklearn.ensemble, we're going to import random forest regressor. So one more reminder here is that regression models, they predict numbers, and classification models, they predict either one or another. So you might have heard classification chart, and that basically means it's just like a mind map showing like if it's yes or no and stuff like that. So basically we're going to import our random forest regressor model. And we're going to set as a random seed, so np.random.seed, and we're going to set it to 42. And then what we're going to do after that is, obviously, very important step in scikit-learn is to create the data. Otherwise, we won't really have anything to train our machine learning model on. So I'm going to go create the data. Let me just correct that. There we go. So yeah, we're going to create the data. So the first step to do it is to split it into x and y. So x is obviously Boston df.drop. So we don't want our target column because our target would be for y. So we're going to drop target, and we have to tell the pandas that we want to drop a column and not a row. So axis is equal to 1 shows that it's a column. And then we're going to go y is equal to Boston df, and then as simple as that, we're just going to index it out. We're just going to index the target column out. Now the next step is to split it into train and test. So I'm going to say split into training and test sets. So obviously we're going to use train test split for this one. So I'm going to say x train, x test, and y train and y test. And we're going to say it's equal to train test split. And then we are going to go x, y, so x and y, and then we're going to pass in our test size, which is 0.2, so 20% of the whole data set. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to instantiate and fit the model. So I'm going to show you a new way how we can do this. So instantiate is basically create the model. So instantiate and fit the model. So we can do these two steps in one line. So we can go model is equal to random forest regressor. And then we can go dot fit. So how neat is that? We can just go dot fit as soon as we just made the variable. So dot fit, we're going to pass in x train and y train. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make predictions. So I'm going to say make predictions. So how do you do that? So you create a ypred. So this is basically our ypred is going to be model.predict and then we're going to put x test. So that is basically what the model has predicted on our x test. And now what we'll have to do is if we just quickly name Boston DF, okay. There we go. That should work. There we go. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go ypred. I'm going to go ypred. And let's say we'll just view the first 10. There we go. So that gives it to us as a NumPy array. So basically, since this is our target, these are basically what our model has predicted based on our X data, on our X test data. So we fitted it, but we want to see what it has predicted on the X test data. So now what we can do is, if we want to know how accurate our model is on our X test data, then what we can do is we can compare it to the truth. So the truth is basically y test. The truth is basically y test because that is the correct answer, sort of thing. So we'll just turn that into a NumPy array so we can see them like side by side properly. So np.array, and we're going to put it in there. So now we can see them. So this is obviously the correct answer and this is not. So I'm going to show you a new way to actually compare these. We didn't do it in the previous video, so I'm going to show you a new way to do this. It doesn't matter which one you like. I'm just going to show you two ways. So compare the predictions to the truth. So that is basically y test, that is the truth. So we're going to go from sklearn.metrics import mean absolute error. So the function of it isn't exactly what it sounds like. So what mean absolute error does, so let's just go mean absolute error. So basically if we just pass in y test and ypred, so what will it give us? Let's run and see. So it has actually given us 2.1 rounded. So let's just say it's given us 2 rounded. So what mean absolute error does is it looks at all of these results and it sees. So what it does is between all of those results, it goes, it's like, what's the difference between these results? So then it will find out the mean difference between those results, and that is what it has given us, the mean difference. So this is basically the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to be learning how to evaluate a model. And we've done a tiny bit of that already, but we'll be doing more of that. So if I just look at the what we're covering list we made at the start. So what we're covering. Yep, so we're going to be learning how to evaluate the model. And then it's going to be a bit more exciting after that. So yeah, I guess this is the end of this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. That would really help. I would appreciate it. And if you have any doubts, please comment them in the comment section below. And yeah, that would be really helpful too, because I can answer them for you. And yeah, I guess that's the end of this video. Bye.